everyone, welcome to the CottageCutz YouTube channel. My name is Lynn, or LV Handcrafted, here on YouTube, and today I am going to make a Slimline card. And the last time I crafted with this particular Slimline die, and this has the three flaps, lift flaps, or I like to call them sort of peekaboo flaps. I mentioned that it would be really fun to actually create a shaker card using this, and so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm starting off with this panel that I've already die cut, and as you can see, it does cut the three flaps and puts in the score line at the top of the flaps so that you can lift those up, and it does have that convenient little notched corner, or not corner, but the flap that makes it easy to lift up. And on the back is what we're looking at here. So I've just lined it with some acetate. This panel is 3 by 8. So when you put this onto your Slimline card, which for me, I make Slimline cards at 3.5 by 8.5. So there will be a little bit of your card base showing all the way around, which I like. And what I'm doing here is I am putting some foam, double-sided. Well, I actually buy my foam as sheets, and one side already comes lined with adhesive. That's just the type that I happen to buy. And whenever I need to use it, what I do is I just use some double-sided adhesive tape that's on a roll, and I apply whatever thickness tape I need. So in this case, I'm using 1/4-inch tape, and that gives me a nice line that I can trim or cut my foam sheets down to. So usually if you buy your foam as larger sheets, it can be more economical than buying foam rolls that are in different widths. And that way I can make them whatever size I need. And so I also find the sheets are just a little bit more convenient to use. And so what I'll do is just do a little bit of a dry fit, just so that I can see how I want to organize everything. So I've got the happy birthday with shadow. These are really fantastic. There's a lot of different phrases and sentiments that you can get in the phrases with shadow collection. And I love having that shadow or that bubble layer because, especially in this case where I'm gonna back my shaker with some more pattern paper, I feel like it can really help make the sentiment more legible when you have that bubble layer or the shadow layer. And how I like to make my shaker cards is I like to actually make the unit sort of completely independent from the card base. So I've already peeled off all of the liners, and I'm going to fill each of these windows with some sequins. And it's going to be subtle, but I have one sequin pack that has very shiny silver, and then this one is more of a glittery silver. And I am adding more shiny bits in terms of the mix that I'm creating. At the top, it's more shiny, less glittery, and towards the bottom, it's more glittery and less shiny. So that's sort of how I mixed my own little custom blend there. And it's one thing you have to be careful of, and you can see I keep shaking it around because I want all of the sequins to be as flat as possible, because if they're stacked on one another, when you put the panel on, like I'm doing here, sometimes it can squish it, and then they just become stuck together. And it's not impossible, but it can be a little bit tough to loosen them up so that they move. But you have to be careful because with sequins, they like to jump all over the place. But the reason why I like to assemble my shakers this way, and if I wasn't backing it with pattern paper, I would back it with a second piece of acetate. But for me, it just makes it easier to then line it up and put it onto my card base, because I just have a really hard time. I don't know how other crafters manage to do it, but I have a really hard time putting sequins onto my card base and then attaching the shaker window on top of it. I'm always impressed when I see anyone doing that, because I always mess it up. So I've found that this is what works for me, and definitely, do what works for you. So the last little touches that I will add is, now I know my pattern paper technically I think is a little bit more dog themed, but I just really love the pink and brown. And my cat played with not a dog bone to chew on, but like a stuffy that was dog bone shaped. So I think it can work for just general pet lovers. But I really wanted to use these adorable cats because they are so sweet. And before I wrap up, I should mention that if you caught my last video, open the description box below, because the winner of the die set that was being given away by CottageCutz will be announced in the description box below. And today, CottageCutz is going to give away the kitty cat die set that I'm using to one lucky winner. So be sure to like this video and leave a comment below to be in for a chance to win these adorable little kitty cats. So I used one on the inside, but I wanted to include one on the outside as well, just as a little bit of a preview. And the cats are adorable because you actually get two different facial expressions. So I think they are so cute. And I'm not going to put a sentiment on the outside, because I think that's part of the fun of when you lift up the flap. Not only do you have the full sentiment on the inside, but you have a fun, interactive shaker experience too. And you could, if you wanted, fill each window with a different color or combination of sequins, because they are individual, independent shaker wells. You could take that as an opportunity to fill them up with different colors too. That would have been a really nice option as well. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to leave a like and a comment to be in for a chance to win that kitty cat die set. Thanks again, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye!